Hi there, Adriana. How are you doing today?
I'm doing so well, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thanks for asking. So, could you just quickly introduce yourself for us? Give us your name, your title, a short bio about yourself, your credentials, and then state the title of the article you'll be talking about, please.
Sure. So, my name is Adrianna Watson. I am an ICU nurse and an assistant teaching professor at Brigham Young University. My areas of expertise are critical care and trauma, and the title of my article is Connections Ease Nurses' Burdens.
Amazing. Could you briefly give us an overview of why nurses should read this article?
Yes, so this article, it really draws on the voices of nurses nationwide in the ICU as they're caring for patients with COVID-19. And while they all come from very different backgrounds, there were some universal themes about what brought them support and really helped them to get through some very challenging times.
Awesome. So, obviously, COVID 19 was such a big story, not just, back in 2019, 2020 when it started, but since then. But was there a specific moment or a specific time or anecdote in your life where you thought that this is something that I want to write about? And if there was, what was that moment?
So really, there were a lot of moments that led up to this. I was a frontline caregiver during the COVID-19 pandemic. And although it was one of the absolutely the hardest times in my profession, there were some of the most beautiful moments of my life. And that really was just from seeing the connections that nurses were able to form really against all odds. And so I just found myself thinking more and more after my shifts, I wonder what other ICU nurses are experiencing. And that's what led to this study.
Fantastic. So if there's two to three things that after a nurse reads your article you want them to specifically take away, what would those two to three things be?
So the first thing I would say is to find your people. Find the people, whether it's family, friends, people out in the community, that bring light and life and laughter into your everyday. And I would say just to keep those people close because nursing, it's not just a technical skill, it's all about human connection. And the second thing that I would say is that there are people all around you that want to help support you in this job. And a lot of times they just don't know how. So give them a hand. Find the things that help you before and after your shifts and share those things with them. Because as you draw them into your circle of support, it builds powerful, meaningful connections that will strengthen both of you. And the last thing that I would say is that nursing is a global profession. There are people all over the world who have chosen this profession just like you. And so I would say use them. Talk to them about the hard things and talk to them about the good things too. Nursing was never meant to be a solitary sport. And so we're just really lucky that way.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much again for writing this article for us. We really appreciate it. And thank you so much for sitting down and giving a little insight into your article with us today.
Of course, thanks for meeting with me.